Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Alright folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business, and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you, so make sure that you go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place. Welcome.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Wow. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely.
Host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Thursday edition of the program. And it's a sad day in Dallas as we continue to put the bodies of fallen officers into the ground. But at some point, you got to pick up the pieces and move on. At some point, you've got to say that these animals will not control our life, and we will move forward. And that's exactly what we're going to do today on the program. I know of no better way to do that than with breaking news. And joining me to help unpack this breaking news is a very special guest. My audience is very familiar with Matt Locke, host of the Matt Locke Show, and my partner on the Conservative Cartel. Matt, I know you rearranged your schedule to be here. Thank you, buddy.
No, you're welcome. Hey, thanks for having me on. We do our show together, but it's very seldom that we go on each other's shows anymore.
Yeah. I feel like you've gotten a little stingy, if you want me to be honest with you.
Well, fame's went to my head, I guess.
It's so like a 3-year-old. Well, I've just taken my ball and gone home. But Matt, there is news that I know nobody better to testify than you. And you gave me a call earlier today, and before anybody else broke it, you said, hey, I've got some inside scoop from my home station there in Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is WOWO.
Yep.
And tell us what it is. What is this news?
Well, we've got verified leaks here out of the Pence group that Mike Pence is going to be the vice presidential pick for Donald Trump. Verified. So this is came over my phone. I gave WOWO a call. I obviously do my fill-in stuff there for the Pat Miller program and Casey Hendrickson over in South Bend. And it is verified. The paperwork is being filed because Mike Pence has until noon tomorrow to pull out of the gubernatorial race here in Indiana.
Right.
So paperwork needs to be filed so that we can get Republican candidates back in, and then it'll go to the Indiana State Senate and House, who will pick who will replace Pence on the ticket for governor.
Right. It's one of these situations. I don't know if you were ever there in high school or whatever, where maybe your girlfriend was running around on you and all your friends said, man, we wanted to tell you, but right. You wouldn't have listened. And when you look back, all the evidence is on the wall. You just refuse to see it. And I feel like that's what we've got because, yes, Fox News suspended Newt Gingrich's contract, right? Yes. Because he can't be in the race and contribute to Fox News. But Gingrich came on last night to Hannity. Yeah. And I thought, well, that's odd. Why would he be there if he's not allowed to be on the TV commentating? And he made a comment last night. He's like, look, Donald Trump has to decide if he wants two pirates on the ticket. And what he was referring to is two guys who said what they meant and meant what they said and didn't necessarily care about tact. And he goes, I don't know if that's the best way to go. That's a decision Donald Trump's going to have to make. But yes. We know over the weekend and the early part of this week, Donald Trump spent a lot of time in Indiana, and he spent a lot of time with Mike Pence. But we knew he was in the process
he was
of vetting
actually
Mike
here
Ford.
yesterday.
Yeah.
He was here all day yesterday, met with Pence, went through all that, was actually here. I want to say on Tuesday he was in Westfield with Pence, and all of the stuff was flying. And like you said, Gavin, and we've been going through this information here in Indiana as well, and I'll be talking on my show today as well. But they've released the speakers at the convention coming up on Monday. And you and I know we talked about this on the cartel yesterday, but Mike Pence's name was not included on the speakers there at the convention coming up on Monday.
Right. That list, I got a hold of that list today, and I was just going through to see, well, you know, how many of these establishment guys aren't going to be a part of this? You know, how many are really going to hold out? And so I was looking for current congressmen, current senators, establishment guys, and I see Mike Huckabee, he's there. Rudy Giuliani's there. That's expected, I guess. Jeff Sessions is there. Yeah, okay. But then you see retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. Well, he was on that short list, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
And then I find Speaker Paul Ryan, and I thought, man, that's interesting. There's Ben Carson. We expect that. And I scrolled down, and there's Senator Ted Cruz. That's who I was after. Was he really going to do this? Was that really what that meeting was about? Because we talked about it on the cartel yesterday. I was holding on to hope. I was.
Well, and let's put this into perspective, though, Gavin. You know, let's look at it this way. Trump has never been a straightforward, you get what you get kind of guy. He's kind of cloaked this stuff. He's played the media very well. This is all being leaked by the Pence group, not Trump. So, you got to take this with a grain of salt. The information that I know is what I've told you. Now, does it mean that it's accurate or true? I do not know. We'll find that out tomorrow at 11. But all the pieces seem to be falling into place, and it's a little sad for me too. I mean, Pence is. I don't dislike Pence. We talked about it yesterday. There's some things I don't agree with what he's done, but overall, the guy has done well, and he is liked in Indiana. Now he's in a tough re-election with this Greg character, this guy that used to be the state speaker of the House here in Indiana, and is still paying himself health care, even though he is no longer employed. He's now he's a lobbyist right now, this Greg, and just like this whole Evan Bayh deal with Indiana. So Indiana's all shook up right now.
I thought lobbyists were illegal, but that's a whole nother story. So here we go. The evidence that supports this, right? We have Newt Gingrich, we have Sessions, and we have Chris Christie, all listed as speakers at the convention.
Yes.
No Pence.
No. It has, what I was telling you today, it just has a spot for the VP. And that's all it says.
Right. Okay. So that's suspicious in and of itself. The timing of this is suspicious in and of itself because you said Pence has until tomorrow at noon
to
file
withdraw
the paperwork to pull out of the gubernatorial race.
He has to do that. Yes, he has to do that by noon tomorrow. So if you start looking at the time frame, Trump's going to announce it at 11 a.m. That's right before noon.
And we were hoping that he would do this Big Show style and just say, and the next vice president of the United States, and run out his choice at the convention. That's kind of what I was hoping for.
Well, yes, and I think that would have been the most dramatic way to do it, but I think he's running into this time frame with noon tomorrow that he just has no choice.
So if Pence files the paperwork to get out, it becomes pretty obvious, right?
Well,
There's no secrecy.
By what I'm hearing, Gavin, and once again, these are leaks, I'm hearing that the paperwork has been filed for Pence to get out.
Okay.
That is the story that I'm hearing.
So it is the best we can tell, it's Pence.
It would seem 99.9% certain.
Right.
Like I said, you don't
we've
ever know with Trump.
Right. We've laid out for those listening why we have come to this conclusion. And sure enough, the New York Times and other outlets are slowly jumping on this. But I want to underscore, you gave me a call stating that, hey, this is what's going on long before these national outlets had it. So kudos to you, kudos to WoWo and the work they've done to get this to us. Now, with that said, you have lived in Indiana, if not your whole life, most of your life. You're a political junkie. You're my partner on the conservative cartel. I know you know what you're talking about. I know you're informed. But yesterday on the cartel, you kind of weren't so happy with that choice. It wasn't that you were mad at it. You just felt like there were better choices. Explain why.
Well, like I said yesterday, and if people didn't catch the cartel, they can on Cowboy Logic Radio, of course, and on ICRN, ConservativeRadioNetwork.com, and of course, Red Nation Rising Radio. So I would ask that, obviously you both want them to go over and listen to that. But like I said yesterday, Pence wouldn't have been my first choice. Pence has had some rocky roads here in Indiana. His approval rating is down into the high 30s. He's done some things that are kind of wishy-washy. And I don't say that from a conservative point of view as more as I say that from a resident of Indiana. I've lived here my entire life. And like you said, Gavin, I am a junkie. I pay attention to what's going on. I've got the inside track with Whoa. I know Mike Pence. Very nice man. I've met him a couple times. Got very good values. He pushed through the RFRA and then kind of pulled it back. Religious Reformation Act that he put through. He signed a very targeted and very strict abortion bill here in Indiana, which I cheered about, which all these liberals came out and really went after him. But like I said yesterday on the show, he really took some advantage of his position. He really did some things inside of the political mechanism that I didn't really find favorable. And there's just some things like I suggested yesterday with our superintendent of education. He went around her. She was a Democrat. He didn't work with her. He did some underhanded things. I mean, there's some things there that he's done that have not been so shining. Now, I know politics is a full-on head-on sport here. I mean, you're going to get dirty. You're not going to keep all your hands clean. And with that being said, Pence isn't a bad choice either. He's got a great conservative rate. I mean, he's got a nice rating. He was a congressman from the state of Indiana. And actually, if you really want to know, Gavin, he used to be a former broadcaster. He was a talk show host on radio, just like we do.
Pushing back against the establishment, and that's how he gained his traction. So, maybe it's Vice President Locke at some point in the future. Who knows?
Never. I will never run for office. You can mark that on your show today. They'll shoot me.
Well,
Gavin,
I've got more breaking news. My mother just tweeted me or texted me rather, and said Governor Pence named VP for Trump, according to the local ABC affiliate. So you can lock it up. If Mama Mitchell says it's done, it's done.
Oh boy, so, Mama Mitchell got another deal.
Yeah.
Well, it's stirring around here. There's a lot of news. My phone's blowing up, of course. I run the Red Nation Rising Indiana account on Twitter. Chris from New Media Patriot Radio is blowing me up. I mean, yeah, everybody that's somebody that knows that I'm sitting in the middle of Indiana with my thumb on the pulse here at Whoa.
Yeah, you're going to become
a ring today.
You're going to be a popular guy. I'm glad it's under these situations. The same thing happened to me with the shootings in Dallas. I mentioned that all night long I was up doing interviews and being a local voice and things like that. And that's the price you pay for being local when a situation breaks. But I'm much happier that we're talking about politics and not death in this situation. So get ready. The interviews are coming. You're going to spend a lot of time with your headphones on and the microphone on. But I want to push back on some of the stuff that you mentioned. One, we have some serious issues in this country, and I know you stand exactly where I stand on them. But this whole idea of religious liberty and this, what I'm calling the political persecution of Christians by allowing Muslims to do what they want to as dictated by their, quote, deeply held religious beliefs. But when it comes to Christians saying, I don't want to bake a cake because I don't want my company name and my name tied to something I don't support, calling it gay marriage.
Right.
That's discrimination, apparently. And these religious liberty laws are incredibly important to guys like me, to guys like you, to say, hey, you know what? We're a Judeo-Christian country. I don't care if you want to acknowledge it or not, but we are. And him getting bullied into some type of recension on that when it is such a huge issue, it's at the forefront of everything we're fighting for, is that cause for concern for the Texas boy? Is he going to get bullied by the Democrats up in Washington when it comes to these situations?
More than likely, because that's what Democrats do, Gavin. I mean, let's just call it what it is. And I'll tell you, I was listening to Mark Belling is sitting in for Rush today as I was running around, and I got the call and was talking to you in the car. And he's a Wisconsin guy.
By the way. It should have been one of us, but okay.
You got that right. But he's a Wisconsin guy. And if you remember Wisconsin, they didn't like Trump. They didn't like that at all, and they weren't appeased with that. And he just, if you get a chance to go back and listen to that archive or whatnot, he came out and he said, look, We have to do this. We are a country of laws. We have got to start putting this conservative foot forward. Think about what the left is doing to us, and you just laid it out as well. The left is demonizing the right for standing on principles for life, for liberty, for the pursuit of happiness, and it's time that we take the gloves off on the right and say, you know what? We're going to do this thing, and if you don't like it, you're going to get a fight.
Right. Now, on the same note, he got bullied there. But we talked about it yesterday on the cartel. We had a Republican, what I believe the official title in Indiana, if I remember correctly, superintendent of education. Yes. It's just the state head of the education department.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. What was a Republican, either lost an election, got pushed out, whatever, and a Democrat replaced him.
That's right. And she was elected. She was elected by the people. The superintendent of education actually was caught in some kind of a corruption deal, got charged, and is looking at some serious crime here. He's going to get some time, it looks like, by the way it sounds. And Pence just railroaded her for a better lack of a term. And you know, the governor has a lot of reach. He has a lot of power, of course, and he's the head of the state, of course. But the way he handled that situation and what he did with her left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, even conservatives like me.
Right, because you respect democracy. You want to acknowledge that people have spoken. That's the way democracy works. And you take it good, bad, or indifferent, much the way we've had to take it square on the chin with Barack Obama, because the people spoke. Now, we've often argued, hey, you know what? If the evangelical Christians show up to that party, we don't have this situation right now. But that didn't happen. But the people spoke, and that's it. But with that said, I hear what you're saying, and I hear it's a slap in the face to democracy. But right now, with the tactics the left are using up on Capitol Hill, don't we need some of that?
Yes.
Don't we need a little bit of that House of Cards maneuvering to begin to get this country back on track?
I would say yes. And like I said yesterday on the cartel, and I'll say again today, you know, if we're not a country of laws, then what are we? If we're not a country of procedure, then what are we? And that was the one thing. Now, I can tell you, I mean, you know, there are good things about Pence. I mean, the guy is a devout Christian. He went after this religious freedom law. I mean, he did a great job with that. He has went after abortion. I mean, he is an upstanding guy when it comes to morals. And like I said, I've met the guy twice. A devout family man, married, has a family. His wife's a sweetheart. I mean, the guy is an upstanding guy. He's an NRA guy. I mean, he's Second Amendment. I mean, I can see why Donald Trump picked him. And he was actually thinking about putting his name into the race this year. So it's not like he doesn't have some bona fides.
Right. Now, put him on a scale, just in generalities. For those of us that don't live in Indiana, those of us that don't follow the Indiana politics lockstep, how does he rate? I mean, could he come to Texas and be the governor and do so in stellar fashion? Is he that much of a conservative? Is he kind of a good middle of the road, right leaning guy? Tell us about Mike Pence. How do us Rip Rock conservatives feel about this guy? I know you kind of alluded to it earlier.
Well, and Gavin, I'll tell you, and we talked about this on the cartel yesterday. Mark Levin loves him. Mark Levin called him a staunch conservative. He has a great conservative record. Like I said, abortion, Second Amendment, RFRA on the Christian side, on the Iraq and Afghanistan. I mean, he's traveled there. He was for the resolution. I mean, he is an upstanding conservative. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say a solid 8. I wouldn't give him a 10, but I think he could come down to Texas and do the thing. I mean, he's not a bad choice. Don't get me wrong at all. I'll tell you, and I know you're the same way as me. I had my heart set on Ted Cruz, just to be quite honest.
Well, yeah, I think we all did. But does this Pence have the stones to stand up for Trump if and when Trump goes rogue?
Yes.
He will draw the line on it.
Yes. Now, and Pence came out, and I'll tell you what he did, and I had you on News Talk 95.3 MNC. Remember way back then when the Indiana primary was going on?
Oh, yeah.
And Pence came out and endorsed Cruz first. Cruz lost one night. He jumped onto the Trump bandwagon. He said, look, I like them both. I like them both, but my heart is with Cruz. He's an upstanding guy. I mean, like I said, he kind of falls into the line that you and I run along. You know, he wanted Ted Cruz too. He wants a conservative. Here's what the country gave us. Here's what the people said. I'm behind it 100%. And he's been pro 100% Trump since the day Cruz got out.
Is he enough of a conservative to bring this Never Trump hashtag, this movement into the fold? Because we talked about it yesterday on the cartel. If it would have been Ted Cruz, this Never Trump hashtag is done. The party's united.
Well, I was having this conversation with the program director at WoWo, and I asked that very same question. I said, what does Mike Pence bring to the table for Trump? I mean, because Indiana is pretty solid red. We voted for Obama in 2008, and I don't know how the heck that ever happened. But outside of Indianapolis, the rest of the state's red. Indy's pretty blue. It's pretty liberal down there, even though in Indiana, we are big time red. The Indiana state's Republican, both House and the Senate are both Republican. We have a Republican governor. We have gotten a lot of things through here in this. But my question was, what does Mike Pence bring to Donald Trump? And other than what we've been talking about, I don't know if he's enough to turn these Never Trumps. I mean, that's a very valid question. I don't know if he's got the horsepower of a Ted Cruz. But what I think I do know is Mike Pence runs in the same circles as Cruz and as Scott Walker in Wisconsin. And I think with this being said, I think Cruz comes out and says, Mike Pence is an upstanding guy. Here we go. That's where I'm telling you, I think that's where the conversations went with Trump. I think Donald asked Ted, if I bring on Mike Pence, can you get behind that guy? Can you help get your people behind him if I bring him on? Yeah, I think that's where the conversation went.
I know when Pence was up on Capitol Hill that he had the reputation of Ted Cruz as far as policy and procedure. Right. He wasn't an establishment guy. He was known as a thorn in people's side. But his personality was such that people liked him. He wasn't like Ted Cruz, where Ted Cruz was like, hey, here's the finger. If you don't stand for what I stand for, we're not friends. He wasn't that way. He's very personable, very easy to get along with, but on the floor, he went to work, and maybe that's what we need. I don't know. Very interesting. Matt, I'm going to ask you to stick around. Sure. I want to go to the GOP platform next. It seems like a carbon copy with a few exceptions from 2012. Would love to get your insight. We're going to talk about it next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show. It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with Brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or trike to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
If you are looking to connect with the show, you can find us on the web, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com. You're welcome to email me anytime, gavin@thegavinmitchellshow.com, and we are on Twitter @TheGMShow. And just a special side note, I got a poll out there. We're thinking about expanding things. Just want to know how you receive it. So if you could head out to the Twitter page @TheGM and voice your opinion, let us know what you think about what we have out there. Matt and I have been talking about some different opportunities moving forward to expand our offering. Definitely want to know what you think about it. And speaking of Matt Locke from the Matt Locke Show is joining me, also my partner on the Conservative Cartel. Matt, we spent the whole first segment talking about the breaking news that it seems to be Governor Pence that is going to join Donald Trump on the ticket. And
well, Gavin, in the break, my phone's been blowing up, and thank you for having me on, by the way, but there's more breaking news. It's now confirmed that Pence has dropped his reelection bid in Indiana. It is now being confirmed that Pence has dropped his reelection bid for governor of Indiana.
So this is a done deal.
It looks like a done deal.
Okay. All right, so we brought Matt on in the first segment. If you're just joining us, please go to thegavinmitchellshow.com or Spreaker.com. Listen to that first segment because Matt is from Indiana. He knows Governor Pence intimately, at least from someone covering the topics, and it's a great perspective. And Matt, thank you for joining us.
And I'm getting all of my news from News Talk 1190 WOWO, which is the largest radio station in Indiana. I mean, if you've never heard of WOWO, go look it up. It's the 18th largest AM dial in the United States. So
there you go.
That stuff is good stuff. I mean, this is breaking news. It is confirmed, and it is coming from sources that are very reliable.
But that's not the only news, Matt.
No.
The delegates got together and the Rules Committee, and they formed the platform and the whole nine yards, as they always do ahead of the convention. And the platform seems almost like a carbon copy from 2012, which doesn't surprise me a lot. But this idea of a physical barrier on the borders that may be compromised, the wording's been changed. And this was headed by Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach. And Chris is spelled with a K, and there was some speculation yesterday that may be a female, it may be a male. Neither one of us are in Kansas. It's not like we know who this person is. But Chris is a guy, by the way, and an alternative pronunciation here in Texas could be kibosh, like putting the kibosh on something. So depending on how Chris performs here in the spotlight, we may have to rename him. But he is a constitutional lawyer. He's current Secretary of State. He's taught law at different law schools, and there are a lot of people hoping that this guy might be tapped for Attorney General in place of Chris Christie. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But he headed this deal of changing the wording so that there is no ambiguity there. That it's not a barrier, which means a chain link fence or maybe a 1-foot moat. That it's now a firm and hard wall. But outside of that, Matt, it seems like the platform is a carbon copy of 2012.
Yes.
Is that what we need?
Yes, we absolutely need that. We need someone here. And like I said before, if you didn't get a chance, I was listening to Mark Belling on Sitting In for Rush today, and he laid this out about what this country needs to do. And that was one of the biggest things he said. I mean, right now we are getting overrun by illegal immigrants, by Syrian refugees, all on a purpose of taking away what America is and the exceptionalism that is being American. And Belling was talking about this, and he was fabulous with it. He's like, look, when people used to come to this country, they came to this country and they assimilated. They wanted to be American. They wanted everything with that American dream. And now we are being berated. We've got a group of people in the Black Lives Matter who are trying to divide. And we are running against a Democratic Party that is trying to divide this country along the lines of racial tension, of monetary, of class status. And we've got to do something about it. And the platform is very straightforward out of Trump. It's America first. We're going to make America great again, and that's exactly what this country needs right now.
I couldn't agree with you more. And it's that rhetoric from the left. And you cannot take an objective look at the words that fall out of this president's mouth, out of Hillary Clinton's mouth, out of any of these modern-day labor pimps that come out there and start screaming and say, that's not divisive language. You cannot come to any other conclusion other than their ulterior motive has to be to divide and conquer, to divide and suppress. And it is frustrating. But securing this wall is more than keeping, quote, illegal immigrants out. It's more than, these Hispanics from Central America and Mexico are coming over. They're taking our work. They're stealing education. They're committing crimes. It's more than that. It's now a safety issue because right. I guarantee if Juan down in Mexico City knows he can cross that border, so does Muhammad over in Syria. Right? And it's just a matter of time before these terrorists realize that there's an open door on the south border. And so it's incredibly important. And people call him a racist. But at some point, it has to be America first. And it's funny.
It's not. Is it really racism, though? I mean, is it wanting to be a sovereign country, wanting to keep the American people safe? Is that really racist, or is that just the narrative the left wants you to think to keep everybody fired up?
That you hit the nail on the head. And here's the funny thing: you talked about this assimilation. There have been plenty of times in the history of this country that we've stopped all immigration, and we called them assimilation periods, where people learned the language, they learned the culture, they became Americans. And after my show on Saturday night here in Dallas on News and Information 570 KLIF, there is an attorney that comes on and talks law. And she is born of an American Navy sailor who, during Vietnam, married a Vietnamese woman. And so she's bi-ethnic. She's half Vietnamese, half American. Well, her mom came with her dad back to the United States. She never learned Vietnamese because her mom wanted her to speak English and be an American. Right. Her mom left all of that behind because America was a land of opportunity. She wanted to consume it completely, and they did it the right way. But we've lost that sense of America being great, and we've got people just coming over with their hands out. And if that makes me racist or a bigot, whatever, I don't care. Those are the facts. America is a sovereign country, and America is the greatest country in the history of the world. And there's a reason people want in. We can't compromise that. We can't compromise it for anybody. And controlling the southern border is incredibly important. And if you don't think so, ask Kate Steinley's family if it's important. Again, the Democrats threw their stunt and blocked that bill. For what? Other reasons? Planned Parenthood? Who knows?
Yeah.
But they did. They went out there and threw their stunts. But I find it interesting that the platform didn't change much at all, Matt, other than the rewording of this physical barrier to wall. Because if you remember, not too long ago, Reince Priebus and the RNC launched a poll. Tell us what you think the platform should be.
Yeah, the website. Holy cow. We talked about that, too. Was that not goofy or what?
Yeah, it was as if the GOP was just abandoning everything they were.
Right.
And trying to tap into this movement that was Donald Trump, trying to tap into his following and saying, well, what's important to you? We'll be what you want us to be. That's not what the Republican Party is. The Republican Party is supposed to stand on the Constitution and the Bible. It's supposed to be about American exceptionalism. Capitalism reigns. Democracy reigns. And it seemed like we were abandoning that. But this is a breath of fresh air coming back, Matt, that we didn't compromise that. And if there's one good thing I can say about the GOP through all of this, and I've got plenty of gripes with the establishment, the way they treated the election, the whole 9 yards, at least they're sticking true to who they are and what they're about. And if we could just implement this platform into practice, we'd be okay. We just can't seem to get that done. And so that's where I stand with it. But this whole platform, it not changing, I don't know if it's a good thing or not. I don't know if it means the GOP says, well, business as usual. You know, we'll play Donald Trump's game.
Here's I want to weigh in on that because I think Donald Trump has pretty much blown up the playbook of what is the right. So I don't think anything you see, you have to have a platform at the convention. But how many times do they actually follow it or actually stick to the very strict guideline of it? It's there to say, okay, we're Republicans. Here's what we stand for. Here's what we are. But I think there's going to be a lot of head knocking going on if Donald Trump's the president. And I think one of the biggest deals here, and I think what he's done well, and I'll just say this, is he picked a governor. Now, you and I both know that a governor, it's a great move. Because the governors have to run these states. They have to balance budgets. They have to do the things that these legislators in Washington don't have to do. And the nice thing about this entire thing is that Trump said he was going to get somebody to maneuver the politics and all of the stuff that goes on in Washington. What better way than a guy who was a congressman and a governor to come in and bring that experience to Capitol Hill.
Right. Well, that's the very thing Kasich ran on, right? Look what I did. Look what I did in Ohio. I balanced budgets. I brought jobs, so on and so forth.
That's right.
That was his whole platform, is if I did it there, I can do it in Washington. So maybe there's something to it.
And there could very well be, because being a governor is different than being a congressman or a senator in the fact that you've got to do things, you've got to govern. And that's what Trump needs. Trump needs somebody who's got governing experience to do that, because he does not. Well, so that does add to his resume.
Yeah, he got the best of both worlds. He got a former congressman and he got a governor, and so the guy knows how to lead from the top. He also knows how Congress works.
Yep, and that's exactly what Trump said he was going to do.
Yeah.
So there you go. Once again, Donald Trump has come out, like I was telling you, Mark Belling out of Wisconsin. I don't mean to keep going back to this, but Wisconsin, if you remember, those talk show guys up there were never Trump. I mean, that's why Trump lost Wisconsin. I mean, the talk show guys got behind Cruz. They were never Trump. Mark Belling came out today and said, look, Hillary Clinton's an absolute abomination. I am Trump. I am pro-Trump. And I almost wrecked my car. I'm like, Mark Belling just said he was pro-Trump. Yeah. This is where the country needs to go.
Well, he's
and
got
if
a lot
guys
of
like
flack.
that are going to go, you wait until Mark Levin. It'd be interesting to see what Glenn Beck says after this pick of Pence and what's going on.
Oh, I haven't even thought of that. But Mark is out of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And he said it more than he said it more than once, that he has to fight on a daily basis to try to convince these never Trumpers that that's not the way to go.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how this folds out. Now, Matt, I know my audience knows you. They know exactly who you are. They know what you're about. They know where they can find you. But if somebody's jumped on board since last we talked on this program, let them know where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Matlock Show. That's LOCKE. You can go to Spreaker.com and follow the Matlock Show. My website, thematlockshow.com, and I'm on all kinds of affiliates. Red Nation Rising Radio, which you're on as well. Look, Google the Matlock Show. You will find me. There's too many people. You and I are getting to the point now where the affiliate list is an arm's length long, and I don't have my paper in front of me and
all of that stuff. But Twitter, go to Twitter. I'm still building that at Matt Locke Show. Would love to see you on there and keep fighting the conservative fight.
Yeah, Matt, I appreciate you, buddy. You rearranged your schedule today to come on and give us some insight from Indiana. I appreciate it.
Buddy, I'm always there for you. You're my first call whenever you need it.
Well, I appreciate that. And we're the first to have the great Matt Locke on the program. So if you see him on Fox News tonight, let the world know Gavin Mitchell got him first. But, buddy, I appreciate you. Thank you. Coming up next, National Day of Rage is out there. Let's talk about what that's all about.
The Gavin Mitchell Show. Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe $10,000 or more in credit card bills. And you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the Tax Doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the Tax Doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
If you are looking for the program throughout the week, you can find us each and every weekday, 5 p.m. Central on ConservativeRadioNetwork.com. And Conservative Radio Network now fuels Red Nation Rising Radio. So 5 p.m. Central each and every day there. We are on K98 Talk, the 405 Media, High Plains Radio, Sackheads Radio. We're on streamingtalkradio.com and IPBN-FM.com. So special thanks to all of those guys. If you are looking for the show on demand, you can find us iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play. And then each and every Saturday night, News and Information 570 KLIF here in Dallas-Fort Worth. That is at 8 p.m. Central. If you're outside Dallas-Fort Worth, there are 3 places you can go to catch that show live. ConservativeRadioNetwork.com, the 405media.com, and KLIF.com. They all have a stream there on their websites, and they carry the show live. So thanks to those guys for doing it. And it's the one opportunity a week the listener gets to call in and be a part of the show. We welcome and appreciate each of those calls, and that's exactly why we do it. Special thanks to Matt Locke for joining us on the first half of the program, giving us the perspective from Indiana on Mike Pence. The breaking news today that Mike Pence appears to be joining the ticket with Donald Trump to take on Hillary Clinton and whatever crackhead she puts on her ticket. But we have a National Day of Rage coming up tomorrow. It's working under the hashtag Friday of Solidarity, but it's anything but. Now, Anonymous appears to be behind this, the infamous so-called hacktivist group. This National Day of Rage is set to take place tomorrow, July 15th, and it's in protest of the Alton Sterling and the Philando Castile shootings in Louisiana and Minnesota, respectively. But I find it odd that they're not protesting the 5 fallen officers that fell since then here in Dallas. This is a racially toned movement. They don't care about lives. They care about the race issue, and they care about promoting and funding and keeping that divide here in the country moving. And the list of places that they are going to be is extensive. And the Blazes come out regurgitating an article from Zero Hedge saying, look, if I were you, I wouldn't be around these places, and I would highly encourage it. They all seem to take place of an evening or afternoon. I think the earliest start I see is 4 p.m. local time. The latest start I see is 7 p.m. local time. But the list is extensive. Phoenix, Tucson, Little Rock, San Francisco, Oakland, Los Angeles, Denver, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Tampa, Orlando, Miami, Chicago, Des Moines, New Orleans, Baltimore, Boston, Detroit, Lansing, Ann Arbor, Minneapolis, St. Louis, Carson City, Manhattan, Newark, Durham, Columbus, Cleveland, Portland, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Nashville, Memphis, Austin, Salt Lake City, Seattle, and Milwaukee. So here's the deal. If you live in those areas, don't get caught up in this mess. Let these clowns throw their stunt and get out of there, because when they are promoting this as a day of rage, I don't want to be anywhere near that. I don't want to be a part of it. So if you live in these areas, be sure, go to theblaze.com, look this list up, find out they have the specific address listed, steer clear. And I've said enough about this movement. I've said enough about what I think. I've said enough about what they're really doing. We know what they're really doing. But to go down there and try to stand up to this through a peaceful protest or to voice your opinion, this isn't the time or place. Safety has to reign paramount. And so I would highly encourage you, steer clear. There's no two ways about it. Now, I want to go to Purdue University, and there is a student who appears to be in some hot water. His name is Joshua Nash. He's a biology major, which seems fair enough, but he's also a gay conservative. It seems like an oxymoron, but that's what he is. And he posted on his Facebook this quote: "Black Lives Matter is trash because they do not really care about black lives. They simply care about making money and disrupting events for dead people." Now, I'll tell you, that seems pretty accurate. That seems like an objective point of view, because if they really cared about black lives, they would have something to say about the murder rate of blacks on blacks. They would have something to say about what's going on in Chicago, but they don't. They take these isolated incidents and they run with them. Well, word got out. Somebody went and reported this to the school, and they sent a letter to Mr. Nash. And the letter reads, Dear Mr. Nash, I have received a report from a community member regarding alleged comments that you made on Facebook. I've scheduled a required administrative meeting so that I can get more detailed information. And it talks about the time and place and how they would show up. In the meantime, we recommend to all students that should you wish, you may contact the counseling center for any help or emotional support you may need. And that's signed by the Director of Student Assistance and Leadership and Conduct. Now, they've come out and said, no, look, this isn't a disciplinary hearing. What they actually said is when, as here, an administrative meeting is called with a student on our campus, the purpose is to explore possible ways to support or establish a dialogue with that student, not discipline him or her. The idea is to see if there might be a teachable moment opportunity for that student, not to treat it as a conduct matter. Protecting speech is of central importance to our university. Garbage. That's exactly what this is. A teachable moment. What are you teaching? That he objectively looked at a situation and had something to say? Are you kidding me? That's exactly what this is. But I am positive that Black Lives Matters posts go on daily at this university. I can guarantee there's one an hour at this university, but when a conservative steps up and says, look, they don't care about black lives. They care about disruption, and they care about racial divide. That's what they care about. And that's the truth. The facts support that. He didn't go out and threaten somebody. He didn't go out and disrupt some type of protest or meeting. He just said, look, this is my opinion. And for whatever reason, it calls for an administrative hearing. Are you kidding me? This is what's going on in academia. They have bought in hook, line, and sinker to this narrative that the left is pushing. And I would encourage you, if you have a kid moving to college soon, or you're moving toward college, or you're in college, you need to think about these things before you choose an institution of higher learning. Because more than this, I guarantee what's intertwined into the curriculum is this narrative. It may be subtle, but it's there. And I can't believe that this kid is being called into an administrative meeting for what they're claiming a teachable moment. What's teachable about this? He has a First Amendment right to stand his ground. I don't understand that at all. Now, to continue this theme about Black Lives Matter not caring about all lives, like they say, they only care about racial disruption. Out in Fresno, California, a 19-year-old man bought a BB gun at a Walmart. His name's Dylan Noble. Took the BB gun to his truck and he went on. Well, somebody called and said, hey, man, there's a guy with a rifle at the Walmart. So police responded. Well, this white man, this Noble, didn't respond the way he should have responded. He didn't pull over. He didn't acknowledge the police. He ended up at a convenience store, at which time he didn't do what the police told him to do so they could get to the bottom of this. And he ended up getting himself shot and killed. Black Lives Matter is nowhere around, but here's a white man shot and killed by police when he was unarmed. If it's truly unjust shootings Black Lives Matter care about, why aren't they here? Why aren't they saying anything about this? Because they don't care about life. They care about disruption. But I'll say the same thing about this kid that I say about all the others. Had he not put himself in the situation, had he not ignored the officer's command, this outcome is different. Had he pulled over and cooperated, he's alive today. He said he had a container in his hand, an empty plastic container. They told him, drop whatever you have in your hand, and he didn't. They didn't know what it was. All they know is that they got a call from someone saying a guy has a rifle, and they identified him as the guy. It turned out as a BB gun. But again, if he just does what he's supposed to, if he just follows the officer's commands, he's alive today. But I want to point out the hypocrisy with Black Lives Matter. Their whole complaint is that officers are executing black men in the streets. Well, this set of circumstances fits that narrative exactly, but this is a white guy. They're nowhere to be seen. The statistics don't support the Black Lives Matter movement. They don't care about black lives. They don't care about what's going on in Chicago or anywhere else. They don't care about the murder rate of black on black. They have found little pieces of evidence to crutch up what they want to feel. And it's all being fueled by these modern-day labor pimps like Barack Obama, like Al Sharpton, like Jesse Jackson, like Hillary Clinton. That's where it's at. And to argue that our system is racially unjust is garbage, because if you look at the facts and you look at what's going on, black people commit most of the crimes in this country, but yet they're not anywhere near most of the population. Just do what they say. Don't put yourself in that situation. I know it's a foreign concept. Just follow the law, and you end up living another day. It's crazy. That's going to do it for today. In the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, I have really good days. I hope you have a great day. Join us tomorrow as we close out the week. Until then, for Ron Phillips, I'm Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production. We'll see you tomorrow.